Hello, this is Elliot Schlissel, foreclosure defense lawyer. Today I'm going to talk about a case where the courts enforce a mortgage modification agreement. The case involved is called Brown versus Nation Star Mortgage. Now Brown brought a lawsuit. He asked in the lawsuit to stop the enforcement of a judgment of foreclosure which resulted in the sale of his home. He sought to stop a proceeding which attempted to remove him from his home after the sale had actually taken place. He no longer owned the house at the time he brings the proceeding. In his lawsuit, he asked the court to rescind the sale of his home and find that a mortgage modification agreement he previously entered into with Nation Star Bank was effective and enforceable. The court, when presented with the issue requested by Brown that had been previously litigated as to whether the mortgage modification agreement should be enforceable. Justice Daniel Barrett, sitting in a foreclosure part, found that Brown had reasonable notice of the foreclosure lawsuit. However, he stated, the judge, in his decision, he was perplexed by the inactivity concerning this matter. Mr. Brown testified he had received a letter from the mortgage company that offered him a modification. But the letter stated he had to sign a mortgage modification agreement and agree to make payment for the agreement to become effective. On the witness stand, he testified that he complied with all these requirements. And in spite of entering into a valid mortgage modification with the bank went ahead and sold his property. They thereafter served Brown with a notice to remove himself from his home. Justice Barrett ruled that the mortgage modification agreement that Brown entered into with the bank was valid and that Brown complied with all of the terms of the agreement. The judge then wanted to put the parties back in the position they would have been if the agreement had been performed pursuant to all of its terms. He therefore directed that the bank and Mr. Brown continue to operate under the terms of the agreement. In addition, that there be a 2-year interest-free period. The conclusion in this article is this: be careful. Entering into a mortgage modification agreement does not stop lawsuits from moving forward. Banks usually hold the lawsuits in abeyance to see if the terms of the mortgage modification agreement are complied with. And sometimes the attorneys who represent the banks have no idea that the banks have entered into a mortgage modification agreement, and they still go ahead and they sell the homes. This is Elliot Schlissel, foreclosure defense lawyer, signing off.